What up, people? This is Mr. You Know Who It Is, aka Gmail Live, aka Gmail Live Forever Wanted, aka G-Man Keeps It Real. What up, people? What up, world? Debunking Black. Hashtag Debunking Black. This is the new movement. This is my new shit. Share it on all your social medias. Everything that you have that uses a hashtag. Support your boy. This is my new thing. But we're gonna do Debunking Black Love. Debunking Black Love. As far as I know, and as long as I've been on YouTube, I have known certain black women or a certain type of black woman. And some men too, that have been cited or described as bitter, lonely, and single. And since I'm a black man myself, and since I am single myself, I really don't have to read much into why or how a black man could end up alone or without a companion or a mate. And I really could understand how and why, and the whens and wheres and hows of the lack of love between black men and black women. I can understand where it's coming from. I can understand where it deviates from, where it exceeds and expands. I can understand why it's growing in large number. I can understand why interracial dating is more prevalent today than it was, I'd say, 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, because it was a different mind state. There was a different time. There was a different era. There was different things going on. Some of the same old bullshit is going on today. Some of the same fuckery is going on today. But what can I say? What can I say? Black people had more cohesion. I say black men and black women had more of some people today might call it blind love. Some people today may call it stupidity or ignorance. But I'd say black people just had more cohesion. They needed each other a little bit more. Even if there was some fuckery between the two, even if there was some confusion between the two, they still needed each other. They still treated each other like brothers and sisters, quote unquote. Since, we were doing the whole, race thing, Black Panthers, white pride and all that stuff. Everybody had pride in their own individuality and their own individual race, But now today, it's more so about feelings and how you feel about each and every person. And race has something to do with a lot of relationships. But then again, when it comes to maybe a lonely brother or a lonely female or sister, they look more at the opposite race. They look more towards the opposition for love and companionship. And I don't see any problem with that, but I have been looking at these videos from the Living Single crew. We are living, hey, single. Ooh, in a 90s kind of world, even though it's 2016. Keep your head up high, keep your head. I've been seeing a lot of these videos from Sweet Speaks and Nicole Little and Miss Archduchess and Brooklyn Blue and Blue Cheese, my niggas. I've been seeing a lot of videos from Miss Egypt Ann, Black, boycott black men, black men must die, and all that stuff. All these rhetorics, all these movements. Keep the black man away. We don't want no more black dick. And I just recently saw this Nicole Little chick. And I've noticed that they never show their faces. I don't show mine. I got another channel, where you can see it. But these women really are just closing shop on the looks department. I think they're just closing shop. They're just like, don't look at me, just listen to my message. And Nicole Little, she really goes in on black women as far as this black love shit. And I've talked with Corey Mitchell, my good friend. I've talked to him about the black love thing, and he's saying he's still holding on to hopes and dreams and wishes and prayers about black love. And I tell him, look, man, you got to take it day by day here, man. We live in a different time and a different era than what your parents and grandparents and grand-grands have witnessed. They witnessed a lot of bullshit from other races, so it was kind of hard to even fathom being with another race when you had your sister, your brother right there, and they was getting murdered and killed in the streets right in front of you. It wasn't like today where it's like a few isolated incidents, like it's a few black people here getting shot. No, this was like worldwide, America burning, like Mississippi burning. This was like in your face. They burning crosses in your yard like, nigga, you gotta die. Like, this is what other races were openly saying. So it made sense that black marriages, black love, black lust, whatever you want to call it, black sexuality, it made sense that it was just black. It made sense that black people stuck together a little bit more. And there are still people who live amongst us today who are practicing black solidarity, black love only. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but for the misfortunate and misinformed, for the people who don't get it, for the people who are out there lonely, for the brothers and sisters who maybe just aren't attractive, you just don't have it, you just don't have the it factor, you're just not popping, you just are not intellectually or charismatic, or you just don't have enough swag. You just ain't there in the year 2016. You just can't get a black man, a black woman. For those people like that, black love is non-existent. It's hard to see that motherfucker. It's hard to see black love. Now, black lust, I've heard a lot of brothers and sisters talk about that. That's all I've been hearing about in 2016, really. Anything else is just, black women lusting after white cock, or black women falling in love with the professor or businessman or high-collared elitist or the top guy at the IT profession or the bookkeeper or accountant or lawyer, the high-profile guy or the high-profile brother. That's all I've been seeing. I haven't seen too much of the power couples of a fucking garbage man and a fucking welder wife or some shit like that. I haven't seen too many of those stories. So moving on. Said all that to say that black love to me is very rare. But Nicole Little put it in such a way. I was damn near about to copy and paste her video file or her audio file to my video, but I was like, what? These single women right here might come over to the living single crew might come over to my damn video and flag the hell out of it because, I'm looking in their comments and they got a lot of, hyper black women commenting on their shit, agreeing with everything, talking about they gonna flag people, raid their channels and stuff. And I'm like, what? I don't need that in my life. So I'm not gonna copy and paste neither one of these living single women videos or audio file. I'm not gonna copy your shit. I'm gonna say your name. I'm just gonna use your name because I want to keep this, I want to keep this clean. I want to keep this channel report free, strike free. I don't want YouTube knocking at my damn door. Anyway, Nicole Little basically was saying to black women that she doesn't believe in a black savior. She doesn't believe in a really a non-white savior, but she was saying that maybe if black women close their legs, maybe if black women stop lusting after niggas that don't want them, maybe they will love themselves enough to, I guess, execute the need or execute the urge for black mandingo cock or something like that. I mean, that's the gist of the video I got. You know, she was going in on the points of she didn't like black women who were black love first, or who were race related first. You know, like, oh, well, I only love black men, I only love black dick. You know, she didn't agree with those women. And she was basically saying that all these women do is lust after dudes in Hollywood that, you know, let's face it, 85% of these dudes in Hollywood, black men, do not have black wives, or they have mixed biracial wives who have a scarce number of black in them. You know, they just Italian and Asian and Blasian and Persuasion and Cambonasian. You know, they every other Asian except for black. Then, you know, and I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with that to an extent of, well, just like she was saying, a lot of dark skinned or heavy melanated women are just used as practice targets of pussy. You know, like dudes are just running through dark skinned women. They don't want to let dark skinned women go. But they will go be with Becky to have a good looking child. Some people may say that those statements are kind of bitter on Nicole Little's part, but when the way I see it, you know, it could be true. You know, I mean, I've never personally, I've never been out there just looking for Becky, or just looking for a Japanese woman to have a child with. Like, none of these hoes out here are really that special for me to be just skeeting in them raw. You know, like, I mean, I don't have that mentality, but, you know, maybe it's some brothers, maybe some high post brothers, these brothers that y'all love so damn much, you know, that don't love you. These dudes that y'all lust after, these 6-foot behemoth, Tarzan looking motherfuckers with the dreads and the body oil, and, you know, they look like the fucking black portraits of Jesus on Google Images. You know, they glistening, you got the muscles and six packs. You know, you want these dudes so bad, and these motherfuckers may not want you as bad as you want them. You know, I can agree with Nicole Little on that. But me personally, me being that I am not the most attractive man on earth, you know, me being of that ilk, you know, I have never really looked at dark-skinned women as, oh, she's just batting practice. Oh, I'm just using her as a fuck. I'm just using her for sex. I've never done that. But on the flip side, I've never been too much of a black elitist or black love only type of dude either. Because let's just face it, for a dude that's average, black preferably, for a black dude who is average, for a black dude who is mediocre, for a black dude who is normal, his options out here are not that great. Not great in number, not great in quality. I've seen most black dudes out here with sloppy ass bitches, whether it be white or black. So, as far as, you know, the living single crew thinking that black men are just out here looking for the best of the best, I don't see black men with the best of the best. And I don't see them having children with the best of women, period. Whether it's black, white, Asian, Cambonasian, Mexican, it don't matter. Red, white, blue, green, black, it don't matter. Yellow, it don't matter. Black men essentially, for the most part, get what they can fucking get. So I don't even get that part of the conversation anyway, you know, unless she's talking about the men with options. Unless she's talking about the black men who don't have a problem with women, period. Then maybe you're talking about something, because yes, it is true. Most of those black men are lusters. They're lust after, and they lust on you. And, you know, Nicole Little was like, you know, well, If black women would just be celibate, everything would be okay, because I'm celibate, and, I ain't had sex in a long time. I stopped just fucking, and, it just put in the back of my mind, like, damn, the living single crew is just, the living single crew you're just showing why and how it came to be that you sitting up here making 40, 60 videos about boycotting black men. It just comes to realization right now, because you motherfuckers are celibate and angry at life. This is why so-called black love is not existing in your life, because your earlier years were spent lusting and fucking and nut busting. You going after the same women who say, okay, I'm black love only. I want a mandingo cock. I want a big black man up inside of me. Y'all going after these same dudes, but in y'all younger days, in y'all earliest days, before y'all so-called quote-unquote conscious, which y'all are single mothers, y'all have sons, y'all have kids, you yourself were out there slanging pussy. You yourself were out there being a whore. I mean, let's just be honest. This is how you know that shit don't fucking work. The living single crew knows. They know they fucked up. They know they fucking opened their legs up for the wrong damn niggas. Whether he was blue collar, white collar, green collar, red collar, it didn't matter. It didn't matter about the upper echelons or the lower class or dirt devil motherfucker. It didn't matter what economic structure he had. You was still opening your legs for the wrong type of niggas. Now you're going to sit on YouTube and tell other black women, don't do this, don't do that. I did this once. Black love don't exist. It's black lust. Look at our music today. Look at our entertainment today. All they want is white women. All they have is white women in the videos. All they motherfucking talk about is fucking you in the ass because you too dark to be loved. And I'm thinking, like, with all these normal ass mediocre niggas out here today, it's amazing to me how black women will sit here, tell other black women who have a man, have a black man, have a black king or whatever you want to call him. You have that dude there. Me, myself, from Mr. You Know Who It Is to you, I commend y'all for sticking with that brother and helping him, and y'all helping each other. But these living single women want to sit there and tell you that just because you have a black man, it doesn't end the problems for them. For them. You yourself, as that black woman being told this shit, you may be thinking, I ain't got nothing to do with your feminist ass. I ain't got nothing to do with you living single and being celibate. That's not my fault. It's not my fault that you can't get no quality black dick, but I got some. You might want to work on it. And people like Nicole Little, they like, we got options, ladies. We got options. And I'm sitting there like, what other option do you have but to masturbate? What's your other option? You just said that you too dark to be loved. You just said that niggas didn't want you like that. So what other options is there? Okay, you said that non-black men are not really the savior, but you have options. So where else are you going to fucking go? But she was saying all this crap about we needed, not we, but black women need to be celibate. Black females need to be celibate and need to love themselves and nurture themselves. I'm like, okay, cool. But what are you nurturing yourself for? What are you keeping yourself up for? Because if you love yourself, you love all your flaws and you love all the shit that makes you you. Flaws and all, negativity and all. And speaking of negativity and positivity, the living single crew, Nicole Little, Archduchess in Egypt and not Summer Speaks, but Sweet Speaks. The living single crew. I know there's more of y'all, but I'm just gonna speak on y'all. Brooklyn Blue and them. They say they have a positive message for the women. Positive message. I mean, I don't see anything really positive about you telling black women to stop fucking black men and go fuck a white man. I don't see that as a positive. Maybe it's positive for the benefit of your pockets. Maybe it's positive for the benefit of you living, I guess, a decent life. But that's kind of telling the world that black men don't have anything in their pocket and they don't live decent lives. That's kind of a generalization. Something that black women hate. Black women hate to be generalized. Black women hate to be stigmatized. Black women hate to be statisticized. You know, they hate to be put in a box. But black women love to do that shit. They love to put you in a box, and they love to look at you from the outer side looking in. They like to be like, okay, this nigga ain't shit. I can tell because of the way he dresses and the way he looks and the way he acts and stuff like that. He ain't shit. But that nigga could be walking around with guap. That nigga could be walking around with riches. That nigga could be the king of Zamunda. You don't fucking know. Because you never fucking asked. You know? And these are the same women who judge you on the outer. Don't know shit about you. Walk around with their heads held high, nose in the air. Ain't nothing wrong with having confidence, but you know, they just walk around being fucking cocky. With they fucking faux chillin' hanging off their nipple. Hanging off their tits, you know, walking around like they the shit, you know, and they club dresses and shit, and nobody fucks with them. Just like the so-called Feminista Jones complaining about harassment and shit. She ain't gonna never find no fucking black love, cause she don't even know what motherfucking class she lives in. You got motherfuckers complaining about living in the hood. And they've been in the hood all their life. You got the motherfuckers complaining about getting catcalled and harassed when it's just black men trying to talk to your ass. That's harassment. But when a white man does it, it ain't harassment. It's him it's him being in love with you. Oh, he said hi to me. He must be in love with me. But when a black man says hi, it's fucking a robbery. It's fucking treason. It's larceny, it's extortion, it's every criminal, it's every crime under the book, you know. It's like rape, you know, like it's black women calling rape on black men, you know. So of course the talks of black love is going to seem like a damn myth. Of course black love is going to seem like it ain't shit, like it ain't here, you know, like it's non-existent. It's non-existent in your life. That's what I like to say to the living single crew. It's non-existent in your life. Just because you're living that way doesn't mean the whole other side of the fucking world is in turmoil. It's just you. Sometimes you gotta look in the fucking mirror. I'm not to say that I don't agree with certain points about black men. Not to say that you motherfuckers who was fucking thugs when y'all were younger, or bad boys, or whatever you want to call them, not to say that shit that happened to you wasn't true. Not to say that when you was left with the baby and all that stuff, and that nigga didn't want to take care of it. Not saying that wasn't true, but what I'm saying is y'all motherfuckers are still living in the hurt and the pain. Then y'all want to sit around and say that the white man ain't the only way. Then y'all want to sit there and say that, you know, death to all black men, but you got a son. You know, I mean, it's so many contradictions. It's so much contradiction. I mean, what more can I say? What more can I say on this topic? Do I believe that black love exists? Not with you bitches. Not with the living single crew. Because you motherfuckers are batshit crazy. But I will be getting more in depth in each and every one of you. Because I think this is something for us brothers to study. And this is the mentality of most black women, I'd say. That's my opinion. But that's Mr. You Know Who It Is. Debunking Black, hashtag Debunking Black, hashtag Civil War, hashtag Mr. You Know Who It Is. Man, y'all subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.